God is calling every single one of you who are under the sound of my voice, that in this hour going into the next year, he wants you to break out of living on a fixed income. And if you're going to do that, you're going to have to break out of living a predictable routine. You're going to have to start living at a place where people have no idea how many streams and tributaries of income you have coming in. God is calling you to be able to earn and make money even while you're not working. Your sleeping ought to be making money for you. You ought to be living at such a place where you understand, I am not beholden to one place of employment because I am too gifted for a place I'm not celebrated in. And if it is causing me stress, I ought to stage right and find another place, because God's call on my life is too valuable for me to stay in a place just where I'm being tolerated. I ought to be in a place where I'm being celebrated. What insanity does it lend itself for me to go to a job that's stressing me out, giving me a nervous disorder, messing up my peace, throwing me off my focus? I'm going home with the attitude. My children are scared to come close to me. I can't even think straight. I got to get my attitude together before I get out of the car. I got to hope that I'm not being written up. I got to step over the landmines of jealous coworkers. I got to figure out who's against me and who's not against me. I got to train myself. I'm not getting any support. I got to work overtime. I got to take the load on with me. There's got to be something more for my life. And the only reason why you're still stuck on that job that's draining you is because you are fixed in a place that's breaking you. Well, God is calling you in this hour to break the system so that you understand that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And I don't know how many of you all can handle it, but I came to say a word to 2,000 worshipers who are in this room, that this is the season of your life that God is going to help you break out from living on a fixed income. I think I missed most of the church in the room. Let me say it to you again. I see many of you, you want it easy, with no labor, with no sacrifice, with no diligence, and with no discipline. But I'm talking to those of you who are tired of living paycheck to paycheck. The check is already spent before you cash it. You got to keep calling it up to see how much you got in the bank. Every time you use the debit card, you're crossing your fingers, hoping that it's going to go through. God said, not for you. You are my child, and I refuse to let you live in a box where you got to worry about whether the check gonna clear, whether next month you gonna have enough money for the rent or for the mortgage, whether your children gonna have shoes. God said this is the hour for anointed worshipers who hunger and thirst for something more than their life than just working a 9-to-5 job. But I believe that there's a call on me to do something that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. There gotta be more to my life than paying the bills. It gotta be more to my life than making sure groceries are in the refrigerator. There's gotta be more to my life than paying off credit cards and student loan. God said, if you want something you never had, you gotta do something you never done. And I need you to break out of the box of a fixed income. And I don't think, ladies and gentlemen, that this word from the Lord is not for everybody, but this is for those of you who know you want more for your life. You want more for your life, but you don't want to be tired and burnt out working 3 and 4 jobs to get it done. Hallelujah. But you want to make sure your children have more than what you had. You don't want to work for 30 years and just get a gold watch and sit in the living room saying, where did the time go? I don't want to be so tired I can't even get to the bedroom. I'm falling asleep on the couch before the 6 o'clock news goes off. I don't even have any energy left. I don't even recognize my countenance. On Sunday, I got to sleep half the day just to get my mind right to face another week of demonic attack. And the Lord said, don't you understand? Something is getting ready to break. With all of the pressure that you've been under, it can't keep going on like this. Something has got to happen for your good. You've been faithful over a few things, but God, I need you to make me ruler over money. I'm talking to those of you at the place in your life is not like you're money hungry. It ain't like everything on your mind is about money, but I want to live a life where I'm comfortable, where I can be at ease, where I don't have to be under pressure and be under the gun. I just want to be able to just take a day off if I feel like it. I don't want to lie and say I'm sick. I don't want to have to come up with an excuse. I just don't feel like going in. And we find a woman. We find a woman, ladies and gentlemen, Mark chapter 14. We find a woman who's trying to get a break out of the cycle and out of the box that other people have put her in. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm preaching to somebody in the room who don't even understand that if you are not careful, you will let people paint you in a box. Because they think that you only gonna get so much and think you will only acquire so much and think you can only go so far and think that they can write your ticket and they think that they are better than you and think that they can dictate your destiny and your future. And every time it looks like you getting ready to break free, they begin to try to reprimand you and talk condescendingly to you because they don't understand the favor of God that is on your life, that God keeps elevating you even when their life is at a standstill. And even some of your own family members got an attitude because they don't understand how y'all grew up in the same house, but your life is different. Your feeling is different. Your thinking is different. I'm talking to somebody left you and they thought after they left you, your whole life was gonna fall apart. But now you in the best shape of your life and you're saying, I didn't have to compromise nothing. My children are all right. I'm all right. My hair done. My clothes are on. Food is on the table. God is Jehovah Jireh.